There we go. If you saw like something before we started, it's because something was happening before we started. We didn't know it. But I'm Angela Fazio. Welcome to Moms in Real Estate.
And I'm Kristen Cantrell. And today we're talking to Payton Taylor.
She's going to talk to us about how she balanced being a mom, being a real estate agent while rocking both of them. So we're so excited to have you, Payton. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Why don't you get us started and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I am 27. I'm going to be 28 in May. Gosh, I got my real estate license about 7.5 years ago, almost 8 years now. I got pregnant at 19 and college wasn't working out for me. So then I decided to get my real estate license. I actually got my license on the day I turned 42 weeks pregnant. So that was crazy. But my daughter is 7.5 now. So she's a little fire.
That's crazy. You were like a baby getting your real estate license.
And a baby having a baby.
A baby having a baby getting into real estate. That is so, because when you just said how old you are, I'm like, you are so young. That's awesome.
It is.
Thank
and you have a great career.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. It's been the most amazing thing that's ever happened to us. So I'm really grateful for it.
So when you say it's been the most amazing thing that's happened to you guys, like how come? Why has it been so great?
So I originally got my license because nothing else, I didn't have anything else, and I was like scrambling, and college was just not my thing. I couldn't stay focused long enough to, stay the course. And I just needed something right then and there. I thought it was going to be a temporary thing. But when I realized, there's no ceiling with income and the flexibility of your schedule, like I was able to be a stay-at-home mom with my daughter up until, she went to school full time, and I'm still a stay-at-home mom. I stay at home all day basically while she's in school now, and she's never been to daycare. My future children will also never go to daycare, and it's just been amazing. Every aspect of it has been great.
Your future children.
Yeah. Not like near future.
I have been trying to make that happen for a while. My boyfriend and I want to get married first, but I'm just waiting.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you know what? We hear this a lot where it's really important for a mom to not have their child go to daycare. And so that's one of like the benefits of them being in real estate. We actually just had Taylor come and speak to us at Flourish about that. And I think that if that's something that is important to you, I do love that real estate allows that flexibility. Okay, so I have a picture in my head of a 19-year-old with a newborn baby and starting a business, and throwing in that age like that. You had to have some challenges to overcome. Like, did you?
Oh, absolutely. Especially just being as young as I was. And I think you could go deeper into that in saying even being, a young woman. Other real estate agents, especially the older, more seasoned ones, even talking to me on the phone, they would hear how young my voice was, and they wouldn't even like really take me seriously. And sometimes I still get that. And, I've been in the business for almost 8 years now, but just starting off young was pretty difficult. How it is in the first couple of years, no one really starts coming directly to you. It's kind of hard to get referrals in the first couple of years. But after that, people start recognizing you as a real estate agent and come to you as soon as they hear something about real estate.
So. You have to be so strong, because I know I started in real estate when I was 29, but I looked 12. I looked so young, and people would I'm thinking, I'm getting judged everywhere I go, whether it be for my age or for my blonde hair, because I'm a blonde. That's tough. Like, you would think, all right, you're starting a new career. You should have all these people around you cheering you on. Not the case.
It's kind of crazy too, because like I get most of my business from social media, just because of my age group, and I don't cold call leads or anything like that now, because I get so much business just from Facebook and Instagram and everything. But the difference between the amount of support that you get from like when other moms post like their stay-at-home business and stuff, everyone wants to, you know, jump in and support them. And then as soon as we post something about real estate, it's kind of just like a telemarketing kind of thing, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but
well, that's the beauty of social media. People see who you are authentically. They see your life situation. They identify with it.
Yeah,
that is very true. I get probably 99% of my business from Facebook and friends and family and everything. So that's been amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. And it's such like an intentional process too. I know it's not easy, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So I know, you know, we've talked offline a little bit about like one of your specific struggles has been anxiety. So tell us a little bit about that, because like I was telling you before, I feel like that is a common topic right now with a lot of just people in general in the world. But I want to hear your experience with it.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started, I actually gained about 120 pounds when I got pregnant with my daughter. So, you know, all the things that come with pregnancy and postpartum depression and your hormones and all that fun stuff. I was just not in a good mental state when I first got my license. I was a lot heavier than now, and that put like a damper on my confidence and my self-esteem. And it was really difficult for me to just reach out to people and get started. But I realized like once I shifted my focus to focusing on like my mental health and progression of me as a person, my confidence like shot up, and, you know, I feel like I know every single thing I possibly could now about real estate. And it, even when you don't in the beginning, like your confidence just shines through and people see that. Yeah.
Well, I have a question about that. So you said that you concentrated on your mental health and that's how your confidence started to come through.
Yes.
I know there are people out there that really struggle with anxiety. Do you have like a couple of specific things or a couple of ways that you went about getting a better mental health?
So yeah, I mean, exercising is a good thing. I started just picking little stuff up here and there. I mean, if you want me to get really detailed, alcohol is a depressant. So that was something that I, you know, at a certain time had to cut out pretty consistently to get my mental health back on track, eating healthier. I mean, there was multiple different things. Now, as far as my anxiety, I think what really helps is even if you're nervous about doing something, just putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, like being comfortable, being uncomfortable is really important, because I was terrified to call people and knock doors. But, you know, I got back from a convention on my like second year, and I put my daughter in a little red wagon and just went and started knocking doors when she was like 2 years old. And that I got so many positive responses just from that even like the 1 or 2 negative responses that I got, it didn't even matter. And like my anxiety got better that day. So
that's the wisest thing. Like I wish that I could unzip every woman out there and stuff that fact into them, is if you just do it afraid. If you do it afraid enough times and you feel that it wasn't as scary as you thought it was going to be, number one, most of the time. And number two, when you get that success and that reward from doing something that was so terrifying for you, it just pushes that down little by little.
Grow. Yeah. Last week at our big Flourish event, I probably had 10 women come up to me and say, this is so out of my comfort zone to come to something like this and to come alone. And I was like, I'm so proud of you. And that's why we don't like to stream it online, because we don't want people to have that, oh, I could just sit home and do it. No, get your ass up and come and push yourself, because if you are comfortable being uncomfortable, it gets easier every single time you do something, just like you're saying. So it's great advice.
We had 2 speakers, at least 2 that I know of, that it was the first time they'd ever left their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you know,
really?
and that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely. I can see how, especially stay-at-home moms, like never leaving home with their kids. It's a big feat for sure.
Well,
But
and
it's
even one of our friends was like shaking. She's like, I am so uncomfortable. And I'm like, and she got on stage and she killed it. And so it's like,
yay.
and she'll be better every time she does it. And I was just so proud of her because I'm like, I know how hard that is. Like I've blacked out in front of people. But
I want to get back to that anxiety thing for a
Yeah.
minute, because I'm not a person that has really high anxiety. But the other day, I don't even know if I told you this, I literally feel like I felt like I was having an anxiety attack. I cried and everything.
Wow.
I went over to my husband. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so anxious. And I'm like, and he looked at me. He was like, who are you? But I thought, oh my gosh, if there are people who normally or regularly have that high level of feeling, wow, that's hard.
Sorry.
I was like, is that outside of our door?
I totally thought that was outside of our recording studio.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but I think another thing, to go back to the anxiety thing that I forgot to mention, something that I just recently found, because I'm a naturally anxious person. I've kind of always been like that. Even with my confidence boost in the last 3 to 4 years, I'm just always anxious. Even when I know someone and I go on an appointment, I'm still nervous. And something that I've really benefited from in the last few months is going to therapy. You could get really deep into that and go talk about that probably for 2 to 3 hours if you wanted to. But just making that next step to go and talk to someone and talk through your emotions and your feelings, I think is very beneficial for sure.
She's my therapist.
100%. I'm not qualified.
Therapy Kristen.
Not qualified. But I love that advice, because I feel like for so long therapy was such like people were ashamed of it. And it's like, why? You're bettering yourself. It's like like why we go
a coach.
or it's a coach, or it's like why you go to events. Like you have to pour into yourself regularly. And a coach is or a therapist, like you said, is a coach.
It's no different than hiring a physical coach. It's a mental coach.
Exactly. No, I agree 100%. Just anyone to talk to and talk you through things and coach you through. It's very important, I think. So
yeah.
So one of your goals for your business, I noticed, is to start a team.
Yes.
Tell us what's motivating you to do that.
What is motivating me to do that?
Yeah.
So it's been one of my goals for the last 3 years or so. I thought I was going to be ready in 2017. Then my daughter's dad and I split, and my business kind of took a big hit from that, because a lot of our mutual people that we knew decided to, not use me as their real estate agent anymore. So that was a big thing that I had to get through. That's a completely different story. But I had a really good year in 2017 and decided I did want to start a team. And I'm kind of back on that now. Picked my business back up and we're good to go now. So I am really looking forward to that, because I want to teach people. I specifically have a soft spot for young women, young moms. I would really love to bring a young mother on my team. And I feel like they could just, benefit as well from me having just gone through all of that years in advance, helping them through that and teaching them along the way. And there's multiple different reasons.
You're our perfect guest. That's exactly why we do this show, is because we want to come alongside people and help them in every way that we can.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Women, especially.
We had a woman on the show one time, and she talked about always having one arm forward and one arm back. And it's, it's perfect, because you're looking to have one arm back and helping somebody who was exactly who you were years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So I love that.
I'm convinced that's why God lets us struggle sometimes, because if you get through that struggle victoriously, or even if you get through it in a sloppy way, you've gone through it and you're able to encourage and help somebody else to do the same.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. It was really difficult. Especially that time that I was talking about. I mean, my business was a third the next year of what it was in 2017. So that was a really big, difficult thing for me to go through because I had just like gone, my daughter and I were kind of off on our own at that point. I wanted to buy a condo for us at that time, and I did, but there were some points where I, was kind of in a tough spot, and we got through it, and I don't regret it whatsoever because I've learned from it. I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm actually really grateful for every single thing that I went through. For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
I love
awesome.
that.
It's really inspirational. I mean, I know that we all have whatever struggle is put in front of us, but I never get sick of hearing women talk about how they persevered and came out on the other
I
side.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm 100% sure that there are women out there right now that are like, I need to get up off my ass and do what she does.
Yes,
there's a young
I
mom
would
that's
highly
reached out to
recommend
you.
it.
So you're in Louisville, right?
Yes, Louisville, Kentucky.
Attention, young mothers in Louisville. If you want to get into real estate.
Yes, for sure. I'm on a Louisville moms group as well, and I have preached about getting to all of them, get your real estate license since I started. So I highly recommend it for multiple reasons.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again. Really, honestly, it's so great to talk with you and hear about your success and what a beautiful woman you are and running such a great business.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yes.
So, Kristen, we just talked about Flourish. We had Flourish recently. It was off the charts. We had to turn people away this year because there were so many people. Yeah, I know. So we are pre-selling the next Flourish, which is November 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Yep.
So 2nd is the VIP dinner, 3rd and 4th is the event. If you have just this desire to come, get your tickets now. All you have to do is go to theflourishevent.com and the tickets are on sale. We don't have all the speakers up there yet, but we'll have them. We don't have any of the speakers up there yet, but we have some of them already dedicated to us.
I think we have 4, and I'm getting people reaching out every day saying that they want to be part of it. So we have to go through a little bit of a process this time with seeing who we're going to have speak, but I will tell you, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I know. We had a comedian this last Flourish that
oh my gosh.
was so funny, so inappropriate.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh.
So funny. Like my cheeks hurt. Like I didn't want to laugh, but you couldn't help it. It was so good. We're having her back for sure.
Oh yeah. We are definitely having her back. So if you're listening and you want to be a part of it, either to attend or if you're like, hey, I actually want to push myself out of my comfort zone and get up on stage, send us a message and I will send you the form to fill out and we will definitely look into that.
Yes. And vendors as well. Vendors get extreme benefit from partnering with us in events and in Moms in Real Estate. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you again for being a wonderful guest of ours, Payton.
Yeah,
and God bless you guys.
All right.